Hey friends, and welcome back to another video. So for some years I was living paycheck to paycheck, broke, and continuously worrying about money. I tried everything to make sure I was making more money because I truly believe the solution to getting out of being broke was just to make more money. But of course, even when I chased after those promotions and I got them at work, I couldn't work out why I was still living paycheck to paycheck and didn't seem to have any money left over at the end of the month. I had some level of financial goals that I wanted to achieve, but each year it seemed like it was just getting further and further away from me. But now looking back, of course, it's so easy for me to see the reason why I was struggling so much financially. Because the truth is, sometimes it's not always about how much money you make. It's about how you manage and handle the money that you already have, regardless of how much or how little you make. Because for the most part, I was stuck living paycheck to paycheck, not because I wasn't earning enough, but it was actually because of all the bad spending habits I had picked up and the poor money choices I was making every single day that eventually led me to a place of financial desperation. But thankfully, I was able to get myself out of that situation and started working towards a healthy financial position. And I'm still on that journey because obviously there's always something more that I can do to be better with my finances. So if you're currently in a similar situation and you're wondering how you can change your financial position, don't worry, don't feel bad or even become hopeless, because there is definitely a way out. And if I can do it, so can you. There are definitely tips and tricks you can adopt that can pull you out of any financial hole you've dug yourself into and work your way up to achieving your financial goals and reaching financial success. I remember when I was working on my finances, I spent a lot of time looking at what other successful women were doing. And so I want to share with you 5 financial habits of women who never go broke. And I really hope that this will inspire you, because these are the very tips that have helped me when I was working on my finances. So the first tip is that they know how to say no. Now, I have no problem admitting that I am an impulse buyer and an emotional spender, especially when it comes to buying anything for my son. I really seem to struggle to just say no. And I know that this is the case for so many people when it comes to purchasing things that they like online or in a shop. You just can't help it. And whether we'd like to admit this or not, most of us just have a hard time saying no to things we want, especially when it's linked to a feeling of gratification and happiness. And for many people, it can be anything from wanting to purchase things because of social media trends, even when we know we cannot afford it. And for some, it can even be not being able to just say no. For example, when your friends ask you to go out for dinner or to go on a luxurious holiday. It can be so easy to say yes, purchase it, and justify it with the fact that, you know what, I can afford it. I've worked so hard for it and we've earned it. And I guess there is an element of truth in there. You do deserve it, but the fact is sometimes you can't afford it. And that's where the problem is. By saying yes to that opportunity, we're already saying no to other things that really matter, or things that have better benefits for us financially in the long run. For example, purchasing clothes you never wear instead of paying off that outstanding debt you have, or saving for an emergency fund. So we now have to be very intentional with our decisions and remind ourselves that it's actually okay to say no. We have to be intentional with our spending habits when thinking about our current spending patterns, so that you can ensure you are taking care of your future self as well. So now I've learned that women who never go broke say no to things they cannot afford, as they're always thinking about their financial goals and whether their current spending decisions will have a negative impact on their future income. Tip number 2, they embrace living below their means. Now, it took me a long time to realize that just because I didn't dip into the negative side of my bank account didn't mean I was doing well. Learning to live below your means is actually the best way to achieve financial stability. And of course, financial security if you want to finally break free from living paycheck to paycheck. I've actually found that most of these successful women live without financial worries because they're living well below their means. And I know it may sound daunting to think about living well below your current income. And I know for me, it wasn't easy to do so at first, but I quickly noticed that doing so helped me reach my financial goals that bit faster. And to be honest, one of the lessons that have helped me with living well below my means is adopting a frugal lifestyle. Frugality has genuinely taught me to be intentional with my spending and to make the most of my resources that are available to me. And to be honest with you, the practice of frugality has helped me not only avoid picking up debt, but it has also helped me achieve the peace of mind that comes with having financial security. So, if this interests you, but you just don't know where to start, why not check out this video, which will show you how to start a frugal lifestyle and the benefits of doing so. Tip number 3, they always set financial goals. For so many years, I would never ever set any financial goals. And looking back, that was definitely one of my biggest mistakes. And that's because for so many years, I didn't make any plans, no having intention to work towards a saving goal or even have an emergency fund. And if you asked me back then, I would have told you it was because I wasn't earning enough money to save for the things that I genuinely wanted in my life. But the truth is, because I didn't have any financial goals, I was just living my best life. I was taking each day as it came, and I wasn't thinking about the future or anything around that. I was just living for the now. But what I found as a commonality between these successful women is that they have clear, defined financial goals that they want to achieve within a given time period. For some, it's a month, others it's a year, and for others, it's even decades. This would then help them determine their next steps, the action list they would need to achieve in their given time period. So now I genuinely take time to sit down, reflect, and create specific financial goals that will not only help me determine the actions that I need to take to achieve that goal, but it also gives me the motivation because I know exactly what it is that I'm working towards. And in turn, I'm able to say no to things a lot easier, especially my impulse purchases, because I know what I'm working towards. If you haven't set any financial goals and you're looking for some inspiration, don't worry, I got you. Check out this video, which will show you 9 financial goals you could set and definitely achieve by the end of this year. Tip number 4, they know how to prioritize. Successful, non-broke women understand that once you've defined your short-term and long-term goals, the next step is to learn how to prioritize them over your wants. And this is really vital in helping you achieve financial success because it will cause you to be intentional with your spending habits. Every money decision comes with the opportunity cost of not spending that money in another more beneficial way. So learning and figuring out how to prioritize our goals and needs will help you become more intentional with your spending and saving, thus helping you become more aware of your financial decisions. Tip number 5, they break their bad money habits. Now, this was definitely one of the hardest things for me to do. To be honest, it's still something that I'm struggling with, and I've had to put in controls to make sure I'm spending my money wisely and not sabotaging my financial goals. With this one, the first and most important step is to recognize that you're an emotional spender or an impulse purchaser. And then you need to take the steps to address this and put in controls to make sure you aren't spending unnecessarily, especially when you're triggered. Breaking and changing our bad money habits, it's definitely not easy. It requires work, consistency, effort, and patience. But what genuinely truly matters is you don't give up. If you fail, get back up again and try again. Just keep looking at the bigger picture, focus on your goals, and keep pushing. You can totally do it. And of course, if you're looking for information on what some common bad money habits are and how to break them before they break you, check out this video and start making positive steps towards reaching your financial goals. Now, let me know in the comments below if you have any habits that help you reach your financial goals and have stopped you from living paycheck to paycheck or even being broke. Please make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe so that you don't miss any future uploads, as I'm sharing my journey to financial freedom and early retirement. And also, don't forget to check out these videos, which will show you all the financial tips I am currently implementing in my life that have saved me thousands of pounds. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.